Hey, Al, just here showing off my Power Rangers dolls. These are really vintage dolls. I think they're from 1996 or 97-ish. These were released for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as we know. This one is Kimberly Hart, and here we have Trini. I think that the face molds are definitely like a nice attempt at trying to capture the actresses, although Kimberly's face mold in particular, I think that forehead is just like really huge. These outfits are very mid-90s coded as well. I wouldn't necessarily wear what she's wearing, but hey. Times change, trends change, you know the deal. The outfit that Trini's wearing is really cute. None of them came with their original shoes. These are just Skipper shoes and Migo go-go boots. I think that Trini's face is really adorable in particular. RIP to the beautiful actress who plays Trini, Thuy Trang. She was really, really pretty, and I hear that she was very kind. She passed away in sort of the late 90s, I believe. It's a little sad, honestly. I do remember just the hype of Power Rangers in general when I was a kid. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is not the season that premiered when I was a kid, but I was still very aware of it because they put it on Netflix, and I had my little Wii back at the time, and I would just go on that app on the Wii and I would watch it there. It was really fun. I remember I used to really idolize like all of the characters. I used to really want to grow up to kind of be like them a little bit when I was much younger, of course. That show definitely taught a lot of like lessons and stuff like that, but more specifically, I always just wanted to be like these two right over here. They were so nice, they were so smart, they were so good to each other as friends in the show even. Yeah. Now, I don't have mine in their power suits at the moment, just because I really wanted to display them in their casual girl outfits, but those little suits are very, very cool and really detailed. These dolls aren't really as any taller than like a Stacy doll, I believe. And the masks that they come with are really cool. I mean, obviously their hair is hanging out the back and it looks a little weird, but I think that it translates really well in doll form. I really wish we could get more Power Rangers dolls, honestly. I don't know why there haven't been any more attempts to try and like market any of the Power Rangers for that matter in like a more traditionally feminine fashion doll manner. There have been a lot of seasons of Power Rangers since the first one, so I really think that was a missed opportunity to make actual fashion dolls of the female characters and just the characters in general. Because the action figures were great and stuff like that, but you know, there's definitely another demographic of people who that whole like action figure play pattern thing got old after a while, you know. Now they did make another doll in this collection a couple months or years after these two came out. They made Aisha, the other Yellow Ranger. Now, this was obviously a line specifically to cater towards the girls and just the consumers who really wanted more, you know, feminine products from the brand. There was a really, really huge fan space of women and, you know, girls in the audience and stuff like that. And a lot of them felt like they weren't being catered to. And, you know, this was, of course, an action figure brand that was very macho and this and that or whatever. So, of course, it took them a little bit to kind of like get up off of their asses and like cater towards another demographic, but at least they did it eventually. And even on the boxes, you know, it says that they're Power Rangers for girls and stuff like that, which is like, you know, I'm sure there were already girls who were playing with the action figures. I mean, those were the only toys available of the damn TV show, you know what I mean? They didn't have these pretty dolls yet. I think these are really, really cute. You could definitely tell that these dolls are from the mid-90s for sure. There was definitely a whole demographic of children and collectors that would have really loved to see more Power Rangers dolls, I'm sure. But you know, it was primarily like an action figure toy line, so can't really blame them for not making any more of these. Although I do think if there were more of these made that they would have gotten better in terms of like the facial sculpts and like clothing and stuff like that. Here I've got my Kimberly action figure. I ordered her off of eBay like I did these two. You can tell that she was definitely somebody's favorite for sure. She's missing her weapon, whatever she comes with, but I absolutely adore this figure, honestly. Think it's really cool. And it's a nice shade of pink, for real. I really want to get Trini's action figure. I have not ended up with hers yet, but hopefully I will soon. I do really love that dolls of these characters exist and stuff like that, and it's nice to know that the company was definitely trying to cater to the female market and stuff like that, and like the young girls or whatever. You know, it's cool that they saw that they were enjoying the show and stuff like that and wanted to make more products for them. I just think that the whole, like, you know, really pushing of like the gender norms and stuff like that was like real wild for back in the day, you know. It's nice that more people these days are wising up to the fact that everybody plays with dolls as children, especially boys. They love toys in general. Every child loves toys. I just know that these days they definitely would have marketed these dolls differently. Like now they're featuring girls in Star Wars and Lego commercials, and I think that's really great, and they're starting to feature the little boys in Barbie commercials. You know, times are definitely different now than when these dolls were released, so I just think that they probably would have done a lot well in today's market for sure. Hope you guys liked the video. I really enjoyed showing these dolls off. I think they're really cool and honestly a little obscure. Because how many times does a company that releases action figures do a spin-off doll line? Can't really think of many off the top of my head, you know? So yeah, bye y'all.